I'm Doug.
And I'm Cathy.
Maggie's
staying in here, staying warm.
It is cold in Pine Mountain today.
Yes.
Join us as we follow the moon. We're not worried about my ice melting, but we are here in Pine Mountain, Georgia. This town was formerly called Chipley, Georgia, and we're going to show you around the historic downtown, and then we're going to take you over to FDR Roosevelt State Park, where we're staying, and we'll show you around the campground and the state park over there. So come along with us.
Thanks.
Now, when we got out of the car, we smelled something amazing and we realized we were hungry.
That's right.
So right there was Eats on the Corner, and they have got a great menu, a lot of probably Jamaican, Caribbean inspired seasoning and flavors that are just amazing. Cathy, after her hot ginger tea, had a great cheeseburger with mac and cheese like we've never had. I had a salmon fillet with dill cream on the top of it. It was amazing. So when you're in Pine Mountain, look for Eats on the Corner.
That's right.
Great food. And in these old historic storefronts, you're going to see all kinds of little shops. That one there was a store that benefited their local humane society. The old historic downtown and the water tower you just saw there are really, really cute.
This was very quaint and just a sweet place to wander.
There's a visitor center right there on the corner that you can stop in and get information on the town. And the stores look like this on the inside. They're just really, you can tell people take a lot of pride in this little town.
If you like antiquing, it's a great place too.
Yeah, there's an antique store right there. The Historical Society is right there. And they've taken a lot of the old buildings and really made them works of art.
And murals were all over.
Oh yeah, a lot of murals. Like you saw on the thumbnail that you clicked to come in here.
That's right.
This is a little antique place on the corner. And what should appear at the end of the building? Another mural.
That's right. I loved the brick sidewalks all over.
Now that was the first place we'd seen Chipley. It was on their old train station. I love that pure oil station. That is so cool, with the old gas pumps and everything. And another mural. But the downtown storefronts are really, really something.
These were some fun little shops.
Yeah. And again, it's really nice to see an older little downtown that you can tell they really take a lot of pride in. The cats meow. We actually saw at their side entrance a cat laying right there in front of the door.
And these are older buildings. They're just beautiful, and they've really just kept them up. And
the town was originally Hood, Georgia, back in 1880. 2 years later, the town was renamed Chipley, and it stayed that until 1958 when it became Pine Mountain. Now this historical markers for the Iron Horse, and it was kind of a struggle for them to get the rail line to come through, but this right through the downtown is where the rail line went. And you can tell there's a lot of heritage of the rails in that town. Right behind the Historical Society, there is the Southern caboose, and this is one of the murals too, saluting the different eras, the diesel locomotive and the steam locomotives. Now next up, we're at Franklin Delano Roosevelt State Park, and we're going to start off at the Visitor Center. This park is massive, and it covers areas across several roads. The Civilian Conservation Corps is the ones that really kind of stepped in this. We'll show you the Liberty Bell pool that they created, but there are over 43 miles of hiking trails. The Pine Mountain Trail itself is over 20 miles. So if you want to hike, there's lots of hiking. There's, I believe, 3 small waterfalls. So there's lots to see and do here in the park.
And overlooks of amazing views.
Yeah, it's just absolutely spectacular. If you're not wanting to hike, you can drive and see a lot of beautiful areas.
That's right.
Now this is the Liberty Bell Pool. This was built back in the 1920s by the Civilian Conservation Corps. And because we were there in the middle of March, the pool was drained, but I went ahead and shot this so that you could see how massive this pool is.
We were actually just right at the end of winter.
Mm-hmm.
Spring started a little like the next week after we left.
Yeah. You start to see the trees are just starting to green up there. And again, the views, everywhere you go, the views are amazing. Now, I hate to say this, we're approaching our 4-year Nomad anniversary, and this is the first time we've been in a state park.
And it was wonderful.
It was great. This park has 6 different camping loops in it. And there are some trails that go off of the campsites over here. So it's not that you have to go to the different trailheads around the park, but there's actually some that leave right here from the campground part. We're going to drive you back through here. I do have this sped up because it's not a long drive, but it sets back off the road, and that keeps the campgrounds very nice and very quiet.
And it's dark at night.
Very.
They
very.
do have nighttime viewing of the skies. It's one of the dark skies areas.
But this gives you an idea of the roads going through it, other than the speed bumps are kind of wicked. But the roads are great going through there. And we'll give you kind of a lay of what the area of the campgrounds are. Like I said, there's 6 separate sections. We were in section 5, and there's only one section, which is section number 1, that does have full hookup sites. We were in what they call a premium 50 amp electric, and we were not aware that our site had water on site, but it did. So that was a nice little extra bonus.
That's right.
Now there's one of the easy trails right there off the side of the road going through the campground. And you'll see a road going off up here to your right. That's one of the, oh, there's the speed bump. You'll see that road takes you back to one of the cabin loops. And the cabins vary in size. There's some smaller ones, there's some larger ones, but they were really nice looking.
They were cute.
Now, as you come across here, that road that goes off to the left takes you to the all-weather shelter house, as well as a playground. And then there's also open shelter houses back there too for picnicking.
Now, you do have to pay to park there.
Yes, Georgia State Park does have a parking pass that you have to get. You can get an annual, or you can get a $5 one that's good for the day. Now this is Lake Delanor. I guess a cross between Delano and Eleanor. They do have boats that you can rent, kayaks you can rent. It was a little cold, nobody was doing that while we were there. But the lake is beautiful. And the camping section 1 is what you'll see over here on our right. Those have some decks along the water. They're beautiful sites, and there are quite a few in there that are full hookup sites. So they kind of get the best of everything, the views and the hookups.
And the place was busy.
It was very busy. And we had nights down in the 30s, and it surprised me the amount of tent campers.
Yes.
There were a lot of tent campers out there.
And there were a lot of nice fires.
Yes, there were. Now that's a bathhouse you see over there on the left. Each of these 6 loops have their own bathhouse. We'll show you one here before the video's over. Another speed bump. There we go. And right there is one of the trading post, and it's one of the little kind of general stores. They have ice there and all kinds of supplies. We're going to take you on back towards the rear of the park. Now there were dumpsters there. There's also dumpsters right outside the back gate. And we're going to bring you up here by the back gate because our campsite in Loop 5 was just inside the back gate. It is gated. I believe it's from 7 in the morning till 10 at night. So it's all secure. They do provide you with a code that you can get through that gate. And this is kind of the back entrance exit of the park, but right outside there is a double dump station. So they can have 2 lines going through there. So there wasn't wait for the dump station that I saw.
There's also nice, big, wide green spaces for kids to play.
Yeah, even in the middle of this loop there was, and back there was a huge green space. Something I wasn't familiar with, I don't know if this is common or not, but as you're going around here, you'll see signs either on the left or the right of the road, and they are specific gray water dump sites. So if you can dump just your gray water, you can dump them right near your site. We saw a couple people carting their gray water and dumping them then so you don't have to move. I think there was 3 or 4 of those in our loop. We were about halfway around our loop, and you'll see our home coming up here in just a moment. But we had a beautiful pull-through site, and we have plenty of room to park the car behind it. And this will give you a better idea just how big this site was. We had that much room in front of it. Very level, no issues, great campsite. They all had the fire pits with the grate on it. They all had nice picnic tables. Some were wood, some were concrete, water hookup, and 50 amp power.
It rained, but there was runoff to places where it could run off without affecting.
Now that's
campsite.
the bathhouse, and this is the inside of it. They were spotless all the time.
And warm.
Yes. But yeah, they were spotless clean. And there were a men's, a ladies, and 2 private family ones. And then in the back of the building were the washer and dryer.
And those were big.
Yeah, you could swallow a lot of laundry. Well, Cathy and Maggie, what did you think of our time in Pine Mountain and at FDR State Park?
This is wonderful. It really is. It's a little cold, but it's wonderful.
It is, and we commented what a great night's sleep we've had the last few nights. The park is totally dark and totally silent.
Yes.
And it's been a great place to stay. Highly recommend this.
Absolutely.
This is our first Georgia State Park, and very impressed.
Yes.
Very nice facilities, very well taken care of. Yeah. And the little town of Pine Mountain is just great.
Adorable. Yeah.
So if you enjoyed our video today, leave us a thumbs up. We sure do appreciate it. If you haven't already subscribed to our channel, please subscribe and ring the notification bell, and that way you'll know when all of our new content for 2023 heading west comes out.
And Maggie says, thank you for following us as we follow the moon.
Thanks for watching today.
If you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel.
And be sure to ring the notification bell so you'll know when new videos come out.
Don't forget to follow us on social media too.